Hello students, as the exam is nearer and it's time to do the quick revision of the specific lessons from the science as well as from the maths and other subjects also. So in the today's lecture, we'll discuss the chemical reactions and the equations, which is the very important lesson for the exam purpose. So few students says that this chemical reaction and the equation is very boring part. It's very complicated, but no. Today we'll discuss about this lesson. So this will be the agenda of the today's lecture. So first of all, we'll discuss about what is the chemical reaction and what is the chemical equation. Secondly, we'll do the quick revision of the complete chapter. And finally, we'll discuss all the questions from the previous board exams. Now, first of all, we'll discuss what is chemical reaction. Secondly, what are the rules to write the chemical reaction? Then how to balance the chemical equation, which steps are there for balancing the chemical equation? After that, what are the different types of the chemical reactions? Okay, we'll discuss step by step. So first of all, what is chemical reaction? Basically, the chemical reaction is the process in which the one or more substances, that is nothing but the reactant, get converted into the another new substances, that is nothing but the product. Okay, in this example, you can see that here the ammonia plus hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, the reaction between the ammonia and HCl takes place. It will give the product as ammonium chloride, that is NH4Cl, which is the new product. So this is nothing but the chemical reactions. Okay. Now, the next question is, another question is that how to identify the chemical reaction takes place or not. So here there are few parameters. By using this, we can say that yes, the chemical reaction takes place. Means when the chemical reaction takes place, so there is change in color, there is change in state, then evolution of gas takes place. After that, change in temperature also, and change in odor. So these are the few parameters by using which we can say that we can identify the chemical reaction. Okay, so the another question comes that what is balanced chemical equation and what is the need of balancing the chemical equation? So what is balanced chemical equation? See, the chemical equation, in this chemical equation, this forward direction arrow is work as equal to sign. Okay, so it means equal to. So here, this left part is nothing but the reactant side, and this right hand side part is nothing but the product side. Okay, so here basically this is the given chemical reaction which is balanced, which is already balanced. Now the question is that what is this AQ? Okay, and what is this downward direction arrow? So basically, instead of this AQ, there may be S, there may be L, small l, there may be small g. Okay, so what exactly it is? It indicates the state of the substance, state of the element. Now, here you can see this S means solid state. If L is in there, in the bracket, if L is there, then it shows the liquid state. If G is there, it shows the gaseous state, and AQ means it is in aqueous state. Okay, here in this particular chemical equation, this element AgNO3 is in aqueous state, NaCl is also in aqueous state. It is not necessary that all the elements are in aqueous state. Okay, but here this is also in aqueous state, and here the downward direction arrow shows here is the formation of the precipitate which settled down. Okay, so here is the white colored precipitate of AgCl is formed in this chemical reaction. Okay, now as this is the balanced chemical equation, so the number of element present to the left side and the number of element present to the right side, that is product side, are equal. So now we'll see. Here is Ag. Okay, this is the left side of the equation, that is reactant side. Elements are Ag, then N. So write down, list all the elements present in the chemical reaction. So here is N. After that there is O, then Na, then Cl. Okay, so reactant side. Now we'll count the number of atoms of Ag, number of atoms of N, number of atoms of O present in the reactant side, that is left side, number of atoms of Na, that is sodium, and number of atoms of chlorine, that is Cl. So we'll see one by one. Here we can count here. Number of Ag present over here is only 1. Okay. Number of N is also 1. Number of O, 3. Then Na, only 1. After that Cl is 1. Okay. Now the question is that what is this 3? If the structure is like this, if the element is like this, then what is this 2? This 2 is nothing but the coefficient. Okay. And this 3 is nothing but the subscript. Okay. So for this particular element, the number of O present in it are, we have to multiply this subscript by coefficient. So total number of O is 3 multiplied by 2 equal to 6 number of O. Okay, got it? Now we'll move towards the product side, that is the right side of the equation. Okay, so number of atoms to the right side. Again, here is also Ag, here is also N, here is also O, here is also Na and C. Okay, so the now we'll count. So Ag is only 1 atom of Ag is present to the product side. Then only 1 atom of the N present to the product side. What about O? Again 3. What about Na? Na is also only 1 and Cl is also only 1. See, from this table, from this chart, you can see that the element present to the left side, to the reactant side of the equation, this is the reactant side. Okay, and this is the product side. So element present to the left side of the equation, that is reactant side, and the element present to the specific element present to the right side of the equation, that is product side, are same. Okay, you can see here, you can observe. It means that this is the balanced chemical equation. Okay, now got it? Now next. Now the question is that how to balance the particular chemical equation. What are the steps for balancing the chemical equation? So here is the list of few steps for balancing the chemical equation. Okay. So the very first, we have to balance all the metal. First of all, we have to observe the given chemical equation. And after that, we have to balance all the metals present in the chemical equation. Okay. Secondly, after balancing the metals, we have to balance the non-metals present in the equation. And then after balancing the non-metal, we have to move towards the hydrogen. If the hydrogen present in the given chemical equation, then we have to balance the hydrogen. And finally, we have to balance the oxygen if it is present in the chemical equation. Now you know that which are metals and which are non-metals, how to identify metals and non-metals from the given chemical equation. So here is the list of few metals and non-metals are given for your reference. So you can refer from this chart. Okay. Okay. So now we'll discuss this particular example. Here, twice Fe2O3 plus C, that is carbon, it gives Fe, that is iron, plus thrice CO2, thrice carbon dioxide. Okay. So this is the reactant side and this is the product side. This is reactant side and this is the product side. Now, again, we have to list out all the elements present to the reactant as well as product side. Okay, first of all, here is all the atoms. Here is Fe, so we have to write down Fe. After that O, we have to write down O. Then carbon, carbon. Again, to this side also, there is Fe, O and C. Okay, first of all, how many Fe atoms are present to the left side of the chemical equation? So you can see here, this is coefficient and this is subscript. So total number of Fe atoms present to the reactant side of the equation are 4. Okay, now what about O? Again, here is coefficient. This coefficient is for complete Fe2O3. Okay, so this coefficient is for O also. Okay, so the coefficient is O and subscript is 3. Okay, so the total atoms of O present in the reactant side are 6. Okay, what about carbon? Carbon is only 1, so carbon, number of atoms present of the carbon is equal to 1. Okay, now we'll move towards the product side. So here is only one Fe is present. Then what about carbon? 3 carbon atoms are present. Oxygen, 3 2s are 6 oxygen atoms are present. Then is this reaction, is this equation balanced? No, this is not a balanced chemical equation. Now we have to balance this particular chemical equation, and for balancing this particular chemical equation, we have to follow these particular steps. First of all, we have to balance the metals present in the chemical equation. Okay, which one is the metal present in this equation? So metals are in which color? Here the metals are in red color. Okay, so iron, that is Fe, is metal. Okay, so this is the metal. First of all, very first we have to balance this metal. As here there are 4 metals and here there is only 1 metal, so we have to, means we need here also 4 metals. Okay, for balancing purpose, we have to give here the coefficient, that is 4. Now, here is coefficient 4. Now it is also 4. This is the first step. Now second, we have to balance the non-metals. Here in this chemical equation, the non-metal is which? Yes, carbon is the non-metal. Okay, so now we have to balance this non-metal. So total number of carbon present to the left side is 1 and to the right side is 3. This is maximum number, this one is the minimum, lowest number. So we have to make this 1 equal to 3. So how to make it 3? We have to multiply it by 3. Means we have to add a coefficient in front of, means before carbon we have to add a coefficient. So here I have added a coefficient, that is 3. Now number of carbon to the left side, here, not here. Here I have added the coefficient, that is 3. So the number of carbon present to the left side are 3 and to the right side it is 3 only. Now we have to balance the hydrogen. Yes, is there hydrogen? No, there is no hydrogen. And finally, we have to balance the oxygen present in the chemical equation. Yes, there is presence of oxygen and number of oxygen to the reactant side and product side both are already balanced, both are already equal. So there is no need to balance it again. Okay, so now you can count. So here the Fe, number of iron atoms are 2 2s are 4, O 2 3s are 6, C 3. Okay, here Fe 4, here carbon 3 and oxygen 3 2s are 6. Now here we can see that the total number of atoms present to the reactant side, to the left side of the equation and to the right side of the equation, both are same. Okay, so this is the example of the balanced chemical equation, and these are the few steps that how to balance the chemical equation. Okay, by using these few steps we can balance the chemical equation easily. Yes, is this very easy? Yes. Now next. Now there are types of chemical reactions. Okay, there are basically 4 types of chemical reactions. First is combination reaction. The word combination itself indicate that this is the combination of one or two or more than two elements. Okay, and by combining these number of element, it will give a product. Okay, so this is the combination reaction you can see here. Okay, second one is the decomposition reaction. It is nothing but the splitting or decomposition of an element. Here is the element which is in combined form. After the chemical reaction, after the chemical process, it gets split up into two parts, that is A and B, and this is the product side. So this is the example of the decomposition reaction. Now, there are decomposition reaction is further divided into three parts, that is thermal decomposition. The thermal word itself indicates that the decomposition by the heat. Thermal means by heat. Secondly, photochemical decomposition. The photochemical itself indicates that by sunlight. So photochemical decomposition is what? The decomposition by the sunlight. Third one is that electrolysis energy. What is electrolysis? Electrolysis, not electrolysis energy. Third one is electrolysis. What is electrolysis? Electrolysis is nothing but by using the electrical energy. So this is nothing but the decomposition by the electrical energy. Okay, this is all about the decomposition reaction. Now we'll move towards the third type of chemical reaction. The third type of chemical reaction is the displacement reaction. Okay, and after displacement reaction, we'll discuss about the last type, that is fourth type of the chemical reaction, that is double displacement reaction. Now, what is this displacement reaction? Is this displacement, and what is this double displacement reaction? See, this is double displacement, and this simple displacement reaction is nothing but the single displacement reaction. Okay, so the another name of this, so the example is in front of you. The another name of this single displacement reaction is nothing but the single replacement reaction also, or we can say it as exchange reaction. So what happened in this reaction? An atom get replaced by the another atom present in the compound. It is the chemical reaction in which an atom get replaced by the another atom in the compound. Okay, so what happened here? See here, यहाँ पे एक ब्लू कलर का बॉल है, पिंक है, येलो है. ओके, सो क्या हुआ यहाँ पे? रिएक्टेंट साइड में क्या था? दिस पिंक कलर्ड बॉल गेट अटैच टू द ब्लू कलर्ड बॉल. ओके, एंड उसने फाइनली क्या किया? प्रोडक्ट साइड में क्या हुआ? दिस पिंक कलर्ड बॉल अटैच टू द येलो कलर्ड बॉल. मीन्स ये पिंक वाले ने क्या कहा? नहीं, मुझे ये ब्लू वाला पसंद नहीं है, मुझे येलो वाला ज्यादा पसंद है. सो अभी मैं ब्लू वाले के साथ नहीं रहने वाला, मुझे येलो वाले के पास जाना है. तो इसने क्या किया? अपनी प्लेस चेंज की, एक्सचेंज रिएक्शन. ओके, प्लेस चेंज की और ये रिप्लेस हुआ. इट मीन्स दैट रिप्लेसमेंट. Okay, so this is nothing but the single displacement reaction. Only one single, ये pink ही replace हुआ. Okay, only one element replace हुआ. Therefore, it is single displacement reaction. So here is AB plus C gives A as it is उसकी ही जगह में है. Okay, A plus BC. You can see this experimental observation. This is the experiment. Okay, in which zinc solid, this is the zinc solid. Okay, this zinc solid is react with copper sulfate solution. Okay, this is the copper sulfate solution. What happened? After some time, the displacement reaction takes place, and here is formation of, you can see here the few particles are attached to this plate. Okay, and these particles are of CuS means what? Copper, which is in solid state. Copper crystals. Okay. तो ये copper crystals कहाँ से आए? These copper crystals are present in this copper sulfate solution. Okay. इन्होंने ये पिंक जैसा उन्होंने कहा कि मुझे CuSO4 Cu के SO4 के साथ नहीं रहना है, मुझे जिंक के साथ जाना है। ओके, सो इन्होंने अपनी प्लेस चेंज की। ओके, एंड यहाँ पे क्या है फिर लेफ्ट ZnSO4. Okay, so the chemical reaction, that is displacement reaction, occur in this experiment is this one, that is zinc solid, here is zinc solid plus CuSO4 which is in aqueous state. It gives the product that is ZnSO4 which is in aqueous state plus Cu which is in solid state. Got it? This is all about this single displacement or simply displacement reaction. Now we'll move towards the double displacement reaction. Okay. Double displacement reaction is the reaction in which two compounds reacts by exchange of ions to form two new compounds. It's called as double displacement reaction. Here you can see, here is the blue colored ball with pink colored ball plus yellow colored with green colored. So what happened here? AB plus CD. The name of this blue colored ball is A, the name of pink colored ball is B, this one C and this one is D. What happened here? ये जो ग्रीन कलर का बॉल है, इसने बोला कि मुझे, इसने बोला सॉरी हाँ, सो ये जो ग्रीन कलर का बॉल है, इसने बोला कि मुझे ब्लू कलर का बॉल ज्यादा पसंद है, तो ये ब्लू कलर के साथ अटैच्ड हो गया। ओके, इसने अपनी प्लेस चेंज की। और ये जो पिंक कलर का बॉल है, इसने बोला कि मुझे ये ब्लू पसंद नहीं है, मुझे ये येलो वाला बॉल पसंद है, मुझे ये येलो कलर पसंद है, तो इसने अपनी प्लेस चेंज करके ये येलो के साथ अटैच हुआ। सो फाइनली विल गेट द two new products from these two from these two elements will obtain these two new elements. Okay, AB plus CD. How to represent this double displacement reaction? AB plus CD gives AD plus CB. Okay, now here is the example of the double displacement reaction. Why it is called double? Because here the change of position of the two, double is for two elements. Okay, so here is the example. When sodium sulfate, that is Na2SO4, reacts with barium chloride, that is BaCl2, it will give the barium sulfate, that is BaSO4, plus sodium chloride, that is NaCl. Okay, so let's say this is A, this one is B, plus means AB, plus this one is C and this one is D. Now what happened here? There is exchange of position of two elements. Okay, so what happened here? This again like this B shifted towards C. Okay, B shifted towards C. So what will be the product here? This is C, this one is B, you can see that BC, this one is A and Cl is what? This is D, like this only. Okay, got it? This is the double displacement reaction. Now we will discuss the very important part of this lesson, that is oxidation and the reduction reaction. Basically, when the oxidation and reduction reaction takes place simultaneously, it is known as redox reaction. Okay, so in this redox reaction, this red RED comes from this reduction. Okay, and this ox is for oxidation. Okay, when the oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously in a chemical reaction, then it is the redox reaction. Now, what is oxidation reaction? What is reduction reaction? So, we can define oxidation as well as reduction reaction means in the form of oxygen as well as in the form of hydrogen. Now how? What is oxidation reaction? Oxidation reaction is nothing but the addition of the oxygen, means addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Removal means minus hydrogen. What is reduction reaction? Reduction reaction is totally opposite to the oxidation reaction. Here is addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen. So here is the removal of oxygen or addition of hydrogen, which is totally opposite to the oxidation reaction. Okay, this is all about reduction and the oxidation reaction. In the examination, the question may ask that define the oxidation reaction, define the reduction reaction, or what is the redox reaction? What are the examples of the redox reaction? Why it is known as redox reaction? Okay, such type of questions may ask in the exam. First of all, we'll see the example of oxidation reaction and reduction reaction separately. Okay, and after that we'll discuss the example of the oxidation reaction, means the reaction in which the reduction as well as oxidation takes place simultaneously. Now we'll discuss the example of the what is oxidation reaction, what is reduction reaction, and what is the redox reaction. Okay, so first of all, this is the example of the oxidation reaction. What happened in this case? Here is the removal of hydrogen. You can see here there is removal of hydrogen. Here is one hydrogen, here is no hydrogen, means removal of hydrogen. So this is nothing but the oxidation reaction. Okay. Now, this is what happened in this case. Here is Br2. Okay, and here is HBr, means here is addition of hydrogen. And what is addition of hydrogen? Addition of hydrogen is nothing but the reduction reaction. Got it? So this is oxidation and this one is the reduction reaction. Now, in case of oxygen, how to define oxidation and how to define the reduction reaction? So this is, we'll see the next example. What happened here? Here, this CuO get converted into Cu. Means what happened here? Removal of this oxygen. And what is see here it is given also removal of oxygen. And what is removal of oxygen? Removal of oxygen means minus O. Okay, what is removal of oxygen? It is nothing but the reduction reaction. So this one is the reduction part. Now, what happened to this H2? This H2 get converted into H2O. Okay, means to this H2 O get added. O get added. Means what happened here? Here is addition of oxygen. And what is addition of oxygen? Addition of oxygen is nothing but the oxidation reaction. So this one is the oxidation reaction. Means in this only one reaction, in this only one chemical reaction, the oxidation as well as reduction takes place simultaneously. So this is nothing but the redox reaction. Got it? Now another example. See here. Here is Fe3O4 and this Fe3O4 get converted into Fe. Where is this O? Where is this oxygen? Here is removal of oxygen. And what is removal of oxygen is the reduction. Okay. Similarly, here what happened? This H2 get converted into H2O. What happened here? To this H2, the O get combined, O get attached. Means here is addition of this O. And addition of this O, addition of oxygen means what? Addition of oxygen is nothing but the oxidation reaction. So this one is the oxidation. Okay. So in this example also, this is example number 2, example number 3. In this example also, what happened? Oxidation as well as reduction reaction takes place simultaneously. So this is also the example of the redox reaction. So these two are the examples of the redox reaction. Got it? What is rancidity? Rancidity is basically the condition in which the substance with oils and fats get oxidized. Okay, Now you know that what is oxidation and when the substance get oxidized. Okay, when the substance get oxidized, when the substance get exposed to air. Okay, when the substance get exposed to air and the substance is said to be rancid. हम कब बोलेंगे कि ये particular substance rancid हो चुका है? When there is a change in its smell, when there is change in its taste, when there is change in its color. Okay. Now we'll discuss one example of the rancidity. Okay. Day to day life में क्या example है? Chips pack सबने देखा है, right? Lays. So when this chips pack is exposed to atmospheric air, which result in the change in its taste and the odor also. Okay. Now, what are the means how we can prevent this rancidity? What are the methods to prevent this rancidity? The question may ask in the exam. Okay. So there are basically means to avoid, to prevent the rancidity, the food material should be kept in airtight container. Means first of all, we should keep that food material in the airtight container. Secondly, the packing of food items like potato chips should be tight with the nitrogen gas. Okay. And third one is that we have to avoid keeping cooked food in direct sunlight. Okay. These are the three methods of prevention of the rancidity. Now next. So on this particular topic, the question may ask that what is the rancidity and what are the different methods of prevention of the rancidity, and explain it with example. Okay. Now next, what is corrosion? This is also the day-to-day life example. So when metal is exposed to moisture, when this is the metal, this is nail, that is metal. Okay. When the metal is, that is, already we have discussed a chart of metals and non-metal. In that case, we have seen that Fe comes in the metal part, that is iron. So this nail is made up from the iron. Okay. So when the metal is exposed to moisture, when this metal is exposed to air, water, acid, and so on. Okay, for some time. Then what happened? The corrosion takes place. Okay. When it exposed to air, when it exposed to moisture, the layer of oxide, this is the layer of oxide, this yellowish color is the layer of oxide, which is formed, okay, form on the metal surface, okay, which weakens the metal. Hence, metal is said to be corrode. And this complete process is known as the corrosion of the metal. Okay. Means if the question asked in the examination that what is the corrosion, okay, then you have to write these all points. Now, an example is corrosion of the iron nails, corrosion of the anything, iron sheets. Now, methods of prevention of corrosion. First is that painting the surface of the metal. So if we paint the surface of the nail, then we can prevent it from the corrosion. Second is that coating the surface with non-corrosive metal. And what which are the non-corrosive metal? Nickel is the non-corrosive metal. Copper is the non-corrosive metal. Okay. So by coating the surface of these metals which get corrode, okay, with the help of non-corrosive metals, then we can prevent the corrosion. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is all about this complete lesson, that is chemical reactions and chemical equations. Now we'll discuss few questions from the previous year's board exam. Okay. Now question number 1. This is repeated question. Okay. State the law on which the balanced chemical equation is based. Or state the law of conservation of mass. Or the same question, okay, or on what basis is the chemical equation balanced? Or what is the basis of the balanced chemical equation? Okay. Means the same question may ask in these different 4 ways. Okay. The answer, the explanation for this particular question is same. Okay. Answer is that the basis of balanced chemical equation is the law of conservation of mass. Now, what is the law of conservation of mass? You all know the law of conservation of energy, that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another, and the total form of the energy always remain constant. Okay. Now, similarly, we can define the law of conservation of mass also. Here also what happened? The mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in the chemical reaction in ordinary chemical and the physical changes takes place. This what happened here? Here is one example. This is the log. Log means what? This is the wooden block. Okay. When this wooden block come in contact with fire, when it get burned, what happened? Here is wooden block is of 30 kg and fire is of 1 kg. Okay, then the product will obtain, that is ashes and the smoke. You know that. Okay, so here the ash obtained from the 30 kg of the wooden block is the 28 kg and the smoke is of 3 kg. This what happened here? The mass, as here said that the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. This here the total mass is 30 plus 1 kg is equal to 31 kg from to the reactant side, to the left side of the chemical reaction. Now, what about the product side? To the right side of the chemical reaction, 28 kg plus 3 kg is equal to again 31 kg of mass. Means here to the both side of the chemical reaction, you can see here is also 31 kg mass and here is also 31 kg mass. Means here is it follows the law of conservation of mass. Means here the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Means here what happened? Here is also 31 kg mass and here is also 31 kg mass. Means it follows the law of conservation of mass. Means mass means the total mass to the left side and to the right side of the chemical reaction is same, it's constant. Means what happened here? The mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, only what changes here? Only the physical and the chemical changes takes place. Okay. Second question is that balance the following chemical equation. This is the equation which is given in the question itself, which we have to balance. Okay. Actually, basically, this is the unbalanced chemical equation that we have to balance using the 4 steps. That first of all, we have to balance the metal. Secondly, we have to balance the non-metal. And thirdly, we have to balance hydrogen. And after that, finally, we have to balance the oxygen. So yes. In this example, in this particular chemical reaction, is there presence of metal? Yes, there is the metal, that is manganese. Okay, so first of all, we'll balance this Mn. Okay, so number of Mn atom to the left side of the reaction is 1 and to the right side is also 1. So it is already balanced. So there is no need to balance. Okay, what about chlorine? Here is 1 Cl and here is Cl2, here is also Cl2. Is to this side there is only 1 Cl, left side, this is right side. This is Mn, Cl, HO. Okay, these are atoms. Okay, so Mn is 1 to the left side, to the right side also 1. Then Cl is 1 to the left side, to the right side it is 2, 2, 4. Then hydrogen 1 to the left side and 2 to the right side. After that oxygen 2 to the left side and 1 to the right side. Okay, so it is already balanced. What about Cl? Here we need 4 Cl. So we have to multiply this 1 by 4. So here is the, means to this HCl there is the coefficient, that is 4. Now it becomes 4Cl. Now what about this hydrogen? Now here to the left side, there are total 4 hydrogens after balancing this Cl. Okay. And to the right side, there are 2 hydrogens. So we have to convert these 2 into 4 by multiplying it by 2. Okay. So we have to write the coefficient to this H2O. This is 2. Okay. After that, oxygen. Yes, now here the number of oxygen also get changes. Here is 2 ones are 2. Now again here is also 2. Here is also here is also 2. So it is already balanced. So there is no need to balance again. Okay. So this is the balanced chemical equation. Okay. Got it? Now, question number 3. Question number 3 is that which gas is evolved when dilute hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, reacts with zinc that is Zn. Okay. Write the molecular formula of the gas. Okay. First of all, we have to write the reaction, and this is the reactant side. Okay. So Zn plus HCl, it gives, first of all, this zinc combines with Cl, so it becomes ZnCl2. Okay, and it becomes, here is hydrogen gas. Okay, the gas that which is evolved is nothing but the hydrogen gas. So this upward direction arrow shows that the gas is released out. Okay. Now, is this balanced chemical reaction? No, this is not balanced. This is unbalanced. So we have to balance it by putting 2 here. Now it is balanced. So hydrogen gas is evolved. Answer is that hydrogen gas is evolved. Its molecular formula is H2. Okay. So the balanced chemical reaction is Zn, which is in solid state, plus twice HCl, which is in aqueous state. It gives the zinc chloride, which is in aqueous state, plus hydrogen, which is in gaseous state, which is released. Okay. Now next question. Question number 4. State any 2 observations in an activity which may suggest that a chemical reaction has taken place. Okay. Give examples in support of your answer. So answer is that in the tube, you can see this diagram. So in a tube, take small amount of solid sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. To this, add a few drops of hydrochloric acid. Okay, we have to add it here, few drops of, here are drops of the hydrochloric acid. Okay, which is in dilute form. Here dilute is given. Okay. What happened? A colorless and odorless gas will evolve, which shows that a chemical reaction has taken place. So, okay, colorless and odorless gas get evolved. The gas will turn lime water milky when passed through it. Here is the lime water which is present in this particular tube. Okay. When this gas is come in contact with this lime water turns milky color. Okay. This is the observation. Now next, question number 5. Identify the type of reaction. We have studied the different 4 types of reaction. Okay, that is combination reaction. Then second one is displacement reaction. Then decomposition, double displacement. Now, in this first reaction, what happened here? Here is Ba. Ba combines with this SO4, and this Na2, Na combines with Cl. Means what happened here? Which reaction is this? This is double displacement reaction. What is double displacement reaction? AB plus CD gives AC plus BD. Okay, this is double displacement. Now, second, here what happened? this Fe and SO4 get combined, means only here the displacement of only one element takes place. Therefore, it is an example of a single displacement or only simply displacement reaction. Secondly, twice H2 gas plus O2 gas gives twice H2O. This is an example of, means here what happened, A plus B gives AB. This is an example of, here is the combination of AB takes place, combination of hydrogen and oxygen takes place. Okay, so this is an example of combination reaction. Got it? Now next, in the following reaction, identify the oxidizing and the reducing agent. Now, this MnO2 present in this reaction. What happened here? This MnO2 get converted into MnCl2. Means here there is a loss of oxygen. Means it loses the oxygen. As it loses the oxygen, therefore it is reduced. Okay, as it get reduced, therefore it is oxidizing agent. Which get reduced is oxidizing agent. Okay, now what happened with this HCl? This HCl get converted into Cl2. Means what happened here? This HCl loses the hydrogen. As it loses hydrogen, means it get oxidized. As it get oxidized, means it is reducing agent. Okay, means we can conclude that, finally we can conclude that this MnO2 is oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. Why it is oxidizing agent? Because it itself get reduced. Okay, what is the definition of oxidizing agent? The substance which itself get reduced is oxidizing agent, and the substance which itself get oxidized is reducing agent. Okay, and HCl is reducing agent because it itself get oxidized. Okay, thank you so much. All the very best for your examination. Okay, I'm Mrs. Pallavi from COEPNS Academy. We COEPNS Academy team are always there to help you all. Okay, so keep in contact with us. And here are our contact details. So you can ask any question, any query to us. Okay, so, and for such type of informative videos, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.